Hey guys, Christina here, and today I am super excited to share with you some of the best free apps for homeschoolers. If you're new here, I am Christina. I'm a homeschooling mom to 5 children in the Canadian Maritimes. My children are currently between the ages of 7 and 15, and these are all apps that we use all the time. So the first one is Merlin Bird ID. This was put out in 2014 by Cornell University by their Lab of Ornithology, as I think how you say that word. I think it's basically the study of birds. I hope I'm right. But it's a really cool app because you just open it and you can identify by like picture, by information, or our favorite one is to do by sound. So you just kind of put your phone out, click the sound one, and it records not only the birds that you hear, but it tells you exactly which one is making a sound at that specific time. Then you can save it and you can go in and look at each of those birds. You can look at callbacks and other sounds that they make, like mating calls or like young bird versus an older bird. Plus you can look at all the information and where that bird is typically found. You can also keep like a scrapbook of all the birds that you've heard. We really enjoy this one. We use it all the time. We use it a lot at home when we want to know what the birds are that are around in different times of the year. But we've been out as well and been like, oh, what's that noise? Like, we've never heard that bird before, and pulled it out and used it. So I highly recommend that. It's great if you're studying birds, which we are this year, so we'll be using it even more. But we've used it for a while now, and we just overall really enjoy it. So number 2 is Skyview Lite. This is one we've had for a number of years. There is an in-app purchase to get like more details, more features. We've only used the free version, but you basically hold your phone up if there's an object in the sky and you want to know what it is, and it identifies it for you. But it has other really cool features too. So it can help you like find constellations. You can search for like Jupiter and it will show you where it is. And it also shows you the path of different planets and moons and stars, and it has information on there about different events that are happening too. So it's just really cool when you're out, particularly like camping or late at night and there's a clear sky, just to see what's out there and to see kind of the path of the moon. And anytime we've done astronomy, it's been a really fun app to add in. So that is our number 2. Number 3 is a little bit more practical. It's called Photomath. This is an app where, again, there's the basic and then there's the one where you have to pay a little more for a subscription. I've only used the basic free one. But you take a picture of your math problem and then it tells you not only the answer, but it tells you how to find the answer. And you can often go into like different steps. If you want more of kind of an animated version of the answer, that's the higher package one. But it really does help, particularly as your kids are getting older in math. I've used it a number of times and found it very, very helpful. Also, it's really cool because it can identify which math book some of these problems are from, and then you can go and look at like the next one or the next question, and it pulls them all up without having to take pictures of everything, which has been really helpful for us. You can also, it keeps like a record, so you can go back and look at what questions you are looking up the most. So if your child is using it, you know kind of what they're maybe struggling with the most, or if you're using it, what you're struggling the most in math, and it's kind of a cool record for them to have or for you to have. All right, next is one called Picture This Plant Identifier. Again, this is one where they have the free basic version, or you can like upgrade your app. I've only used the free version. But what it is you can take a picture of a plant and it identifies it for you. It's so cool. It tells you like the scientific name, it tells you the name of plants, their lifespan, characteristics of it, the habitat and growing conditions, common pests and diseases, uses for the plant and interesting facts. It also sometimes shows you a poem with it, and pictures, which is really cool. It also has the make a garden list, so you can keep what you have found like around your house as in your garden, they call it. Or it also has a diagnose health section. So if your plant is not doing very well, whether inside or outside, you can take a picture of it and it will tell you what's going on and what you need to do to get the plant healthy again. They also have a water and plant care reminder, so you can actually get it set up to send you reminders like, hey, you need to water this plant today and you need to water that plant tomorrow, which I think is pretty cool. We use this app a lot around our property since we're new, still pretty new to New Brunswick and to this area. There's lots of plants we've never encountered before, so we've used this app a lot. One of my sons particularly likes to use it in companion with a edible plant list, so he knows what's edible, what's not around the house and the property. So it has a lot of functions and we really enjoy it. The next one is very similar. It's called Picture This Spider and Bugs. I know, ugh. But it has been so helpful because again, you can take a picture and it identifies what the bug is or the spider. It tells you like the scientific name, if it's toxic or not, which is important. It tells you the habitat and range map, common questions about the bug. It gives you description and characteristics. And you can either use that picture or you can search by name. It also has a pest category, which is really helpful if you're growing a garden like I am and there are new pests or you want to know what other pests are that are in the area. You can keep a list of collected insects as well. And it also has a bite identifier, which I think is really helpful if you accidentally get a bite, but it's also really interesting for kids to see and to just go through. There is that subscription part of it as well that allows more access. Again, we've only used the free version, but it's something that we use quite often and it has been very, very helpful. So the next one is called Translate. I think this might be an Apple one only, but I know there is Google Translate as well. Basically what it is you can translate either through like typing something in or just a conversation in your voice. You can translate from English to another language or from another language to English. And it's really cool because if you're having a conversation, it keeps the bubbles like to different sides, so it's like a conversation. You can also play it back to you. So if I say like, hi, my name is Christina, how are you? It will translate it, say, to French, and then I can play it back and hear what it's supposed to sound like.
Je m'appelle Christina, quel est le tien? I'm Joshua, how are you?
So that's really cool. It also has links for dictionary words. So this has been very helpful as we try and teach our children French, or if we're out and about and we hear someone, you know, who may be speaking it, or we need to communicate with someone who doesn't speak English very well. It's just a really, really cool app, helpful for learning languages, helpful for communicating, and again, really interesting to just play around with. The next one I think is underrated and not very well known about, but it's called Homeschool, The Good and the Beautiful. It is related to the Good and the Beautiful courses, but there's so much content that's for free on this app. It's definitely worth getting. They have reading stories to children. They have exercise videos. They have games and learning activities. They have songs, science videos. They have videos that are integrated with the courses from pre-K all the way through their high school levels. So like if in high school it says watch this video on sentence diagramming, the link is right there. But they have a lot of those fun and interactive games for the younger kids, and they have songs like learning how to spell different numbers, the months of the year, just some really engaging, simple videos, songs, and games that are all accessible through the app, which I think is really, really cool. You can shop from the app as well. I haven't tried that, but that is available too. All right, I'm gonna sneak one more app in here that's not actually free, but hear me out. We have used this app for 5 years and I feel it is so worthwhile having that it's one of the very few subscriptions that our family actually has. And that's Audible. We love Audible. We love listening to books as a family when we're on a road trip, when we have to drive just, you know, a half an hour, 45-minute drive, we'll listen to a bit of it, listen to a book at home. Sometimes if we have a read aloud scheduled and I'm sick or I'm just feeling like I can't read that book right now, we listen to it on Audible. So it is highly, highly worth it. They also have this whole Member Plus section, where there's podcasts, there's books, there's like meditations and sleep sounds, this whole other section that you get for free with your membership. There's different membership options, like you can get a monthly one where you get 1 credit a month, but I learned a few years ago, you can also get a yearly subscription where you get all your credits, like 12 credits at once, or this is the one that we do most often, is you can actually get 24 credits for a 1-year period and you get them all at once. It works so well in order to pick the books I want for the year ahead of time and not have to wait like each month to get a credit. Again, it's not free. There's a lot of free extras in it, but it is something that is so worthwhile. All right, there you go. Those are the best free homeschool apps, plus one you have to pay for, in my opinion. Now, these are ones that our family uses. They are easy to use. My 7-year-old can use them. They are appropriate and they are accessible for multiple ages, which are things that we look for, and we enjoy them. They also cover a spectrum of things from like languages and math, science, language arts, reading, kind of all across the spectrum, can be used in all different parts of homeschool. There are a lot of other apps out there though, and there are other ones we use too. So let me know in the comment section down below if you've used any of these apps or what your favorite app for homeschooling is. Otherwise, I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.